that we've got your attention. Let the games begin. Game cartridges assembling.
Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. Uh-oh. I don't understand. Every day it seems to be the same problem. Ugh, revolting slob.
You know, we can learn a thing or two from even the most peculiar people. Observe. Hello, revolting slob. Yes, well, if I might have your attention for just a moment. You see, I'd like to teach our viewers a few new words.
What do I gotta do?
Well, you could first stop picking your teeth. That would be helpful.
Just for later.
Well, that really is gross, but I know you've got to be you. Okay, everyone. Is the revolting slob being A, repetitive, B, repentant, or C, repulsive? The correct answer is C, repulsive, meaning utterly gross or disgusting. Revolting slob, what is that you're eating? Yes, those look like high-fat potato chips smothered in salt and artificial flavors. Can't be very good for you. And the grease is so icky on your fingers. Well, everybody, is what the revolting slob eating A, unholy, B, unwholesome, or C, unheeded? The correct answer is B, unwholesome, which means plain old not good for you.
Gotta go.
You're not going out like that, are you, revolting slob?
Yeah.
Don't you think you should say hello to Mr. Soap and Mr. Sponge first? Well, everyone, does the revolting slob need A, detonating, B, disengaging, or C, disinfecting? The correct answer is C, disinfecting, which means to say bye-bye to Mr. Bacteria and Mrs. Germ. Shall we review? Picking food out of your mouth is really quite repulsive. You really shouldn't eat such high-fat junk food. It's very unwholesome. And if you can't remember the last time you bathed, you're probably in need of disinfecting. Well, that's enough for today. Try these new words out on somebody the next chance you get. Oh, and by the way, detonating. It means exploding into a million bits and pieces. No slobs were hurt in the filming of this show.
Keep working, you rust buckets. Ooh, look at that. Wow. Hey, you want one? Here, take this. Bye. Skip pad, skip pad.
friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm gonna show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Picture this. Sandy was this groovy lady who worked on the 26th floor of a very tall office building. All day long, she stared at dirty windows. One day, my girl Sandy, she was working so hard, she fell asleep right there on the job. Whoa, Daddy-O, now that is not cool. Even less cool, she was leaning against the window and it opened. And catch this, she fell through that open window. Ooh, yow! But dig, this little kitten Sandy, she didn't hurt herself, not even a scratch. Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Believe me, it makes sense. Check it out. You might think I'm trying to trick you, you know, that Sandy fell from the first floor. I wouldn't do that. Hey, maybe you think there was a giant cushion on the ground to break her fall. But it ain't that. And if you're thinking this kitten Sandy was wearing a parachute, well, it ain't that either. You know, Daddy-O, it makes you wonder, how could a lady fall through a window on the 26th floor and not get hurt? Are you seeing it with me? This funky lady Sandy, she's a window washer. She was outside the 26th floor, and when she fell through the window, she fell onto the floor inside. Crazy. Like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusions.
Cartridge loading. Check.
Next game up. Distraction news.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news, and at the end of our newscast, I'll ask you 5 questions about what I've reported. So pay close attention and make sure you're not distracted. Now for our top story today, mummies. The ancient Egyptian pharaohs believed that death was the beginning of a great journey. They preserved their dead through the process of mummification and then buried them in tombs or pyramids with food, clothing, jewels, servants, and even pets. The mummification process was highly effective and has preserved some bodies for nearly 5,000 years. After death, the ancient morticians would remove the brain and many vital organs. For mummification to occur, all water must be removed from the body. This is so bacteria cannot break down the body's tissue. To thoroughly dry it out, they would pack the abdominal cavity with drying compounds and immerse the body in saltpeter for about 40 days. After that, the body was washed, repacked with spices and the drying compounds, and wrapped in bandages soaked in resin. Quite a process, just as Tutankhamun, one of the most famous mummies ever. Hey, by the way, shouldn't we call male mummies daddies? Now let's see how well you were able to remember the facts, and be sure to count how many you get right. Mummies are really scary monsters, a slang term for mother, or preserved human bodies. The answer is preserved human bodies. What is the longest some mummies have been preserved? Over 10,000 years, nearly 5,000 years, or several decades? The answer is nearly 5,000 years. What do the ancient morticians remove from the dead pharaohs? Unwanted facial hair, vital organs, or cowboy boots? The answer is vital organs. The body is immersed for 40 days in what? A bubble bath, powdered sugar, or saltpeter? The answer is saltpeter. And finally, what is the last thing they do to the mummy? Throw it a goodbye party, plastic surgery, or wrap it in bandages? The answer is wrap it in bandages. So, how did you do? Do you think you can make your own mummy? Ew. Oh, well, that's all the time we have for today, but remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Game time in 10 seconds. Let's get on the way. Dirty pictures. Watch your backs. Coming through, coming through. Or scoop.
Ladies and gentlemen, hey, I'm talking here. That's better. All right, it's time once again to play Poop or Scoop. Can you tell the straight scoop true from the animal poop false? Test your knowledge of the animal kingdom by separating fact from fiction. So, let's get straight to our first animal. Poop or Scoop? The panda bear has 6 fingers. That must make it easier to do math. If you believe that the panda bear has 6 fingers, go Scoop. If that story doesn't add up, go Poop. And the answer is, it's the straight scoop. The panda bear's front paws have a 6th finger, which is used like a thumb to help pry open bamboo for eating. Okay, here's the next one. Poop or scoop. Most species of birds eat only once a week. What do you think? If you think that birds only eat once a week, it's scoop. If not, it's poop. Bird poop in this case. And the answer is poop, pure poop. In fact, birds eat much more than once a week. Because flying takes so much energy, some birds eat up to half their body weight in food each and every day. Moving right along, poop or scoop. The horseshoe crab isn't really a crab at all. Any ideas? If you don't believe the horseshoe crab is really a crab, go scoop. If not, go poop. In fact, it's the straight scoop. The horseshoe crab is related to the scorpion, so it's a member of the spider family and isn't a crab at all. Okay, here's another. Poop or scoop. The world's largest animal, the giant blue whale, feeds on the world's smallest animal. Do you believe that? If you think the blue whale feeds on the world's smallest animal, then scoop it is. If you ain't swallowing that story, then it must be poop. And the answer is, it's the straight scoop. The giant blue whale is the world's largest animal. Its tongue's the size of an elephant, and it feeds on microscopic zooplankton, the world's smallest animal. Well, kids, that's all we got for you today. If you got only one right, you're a party pooper. 2, and you're a pooper scooper. 3 makes you a super pooper scooper. If you got all 4 questions, you're what else? A super duper pooper scooper. I'm telling you, you can't get this kind of entertainment just anywhere. So please, join us again next time for Poop or Scoop.
Professor Rocket, and I'm here to get insane in the membrane, doing the psycho math. Whoa! Sweet crackers! Math really blows my mind. Okay, here's how it works. I'll show you an equation, but instead of just numbers, I will show you some pictures. Now here's the part where you come in. You figure out what numbers the pictures stand for and solve the problem. It's outrageously simple. Well, outrageously simple for me. Now pay attention. We got how many planets in the solar system? I'm a man that likes his space. Infinite space. Then add it to the number of siblings in a set of quintuplets. That's a whole lot of mouths to feed. And then divide it by the number of singers in a duet. Oh, I love music. But not that kind of music. Okay, now, you got the answer? You take the 9 planets in the solar system, add it to the 5 hungry quintuplets, divided by the 2 singers in a duet. Now, don't you start with me. And the answer is 7. 7. It's a little slice of heaven. Now, get ready for the next one. The number of stripes on the American flag. That's right, Old Glory. Here's a hint. The stripes represented the original number of colonies. Okay, no more Professor Nice Guy, and no more hints. Plus the number of players in a game of solitaire. Too cool. Another game with numbers. Then, take away the number of wheels on a tricycle. Now let's pop a wheelie and see what it equals. We got 13 stripes on the flag, plus 1 lonely player in solitaire, minus the 3 wheels on a tricycle, equals 11. 11! 11. What a superb-tastic number. Okay, last one. Why? Because that's my style. I rev you up, then I cool you down. Now the saying goes, a cat has blank lives. So take that number and subtract it by the number of seasons in the year. Now, I'm partial to fall myself. Why? Because Professor Rocket looks pretty styling in a sweater. Plus the number of sides of a quadrangle. All right, now I'm ready for the cool down part. A cat has 9 lives. Minus 4 seasons in a year. Plus the 4 sides of a quadrangle equals 9. 9. Find 9. You are sublime. To finish it, you had a total aerobic psychomat workout. Don't you feel better? I do. But don't go too far away, because I'll be back soon and I'll be looking for you to play some more Psycho Math. Professor Rocket's out.
Watch your backs. Coming through, coming through.
Greetings. Game time in 10 seconds. Think. Tank.
Ahoy, Milan Jam and friends. This here's Captain Bob with a different kind of cool running. I can't get back to my beautiful home in Jamaica because I'm stuck in this tank. No worries, man. I got me Rasta sub and my dreads swinging to the music. Look at this.
Can you help Captain Bob? He's jamming in his sub.
Okay, here's the deal. Now I'm gonna show you 3 things. And you got to tell me what they all got in common. But you got to do it before the water runs out of my tank. Let's go, gang. We got to get jamming.
Use your eyes, use your brain before his crews go down the drain.
Like I said, we got 3 things. We got some corn, we got a balloon, and a cute little weasel. What do they all have in common? Quick, the level's dropping. Corn, a balloon, and a weasel. We're almost at the bottom, man. Do you see it now? They're all things you pop. What a snap, crackling clue. You can pop corn, you can pop a balloon, and as everybody knows, pop goes the weasel. Now this is fun. Next clue.
Before all Bob hits the bottom, find what these 3 got in common.
What's this now? We got a paper airplane, a basket of clean laundry, and somebody's arms. Can you figure out what ties them all together? Think hard. The water's already running away. A paper airplane, a basket of clean laundry, and somebody's arms. Hurry! That drain be clogging. Time's up, man. They're all things you fold. Ain't that cool? You fold the paper airplane, you fold up the laundry, and you can fold your arms. Look real relaxed, man. Well, that's it for today. Join me in me take next time for another round.
We have Captain Bob. Now he's jamming in his sub.
Hey there! Next game coming up! Greetings.
Game cartridge loading. Check.
Next game up, Riddle Snake.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake.
His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer and closer and closer and closer. The riddle is, what building has the most stories? What building has the most stories? What building has the most stories? And the answer is the library. The riddle snake loves the library, although he gets confused between s and sh. Sayonara.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
We got some corn, we got a balloon, and a cute little weasel. What do they all have in common? They're all things you pop. What a snap crackling clue.
The giant blue whale is the world's largest animal. Its tongue's the size of an elephant. And it feeds on microscopic zooplankton, the world's smallest animal.
The ancient Egyptian pharaohs believed that death was the beginning of a great journey. They preserved their dead through the process of mummification and then buried them in tombs or pyramids with food, clothing, jewels, servants, and even pets.
Shall we review? Picking food out of your mouth is really quite repulsive. You really shouldn't eat such high-fat junk food. It's very unwholesome. And if you can't remember the last time you bathed, you're probably in need of disinfecting.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time. Now that we've got your attention, let the games begin.
Disassembly.
Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. 1 zeros, 1 zeros. I don't know. I just can't seem to get it right. First game up, mugshots.
My name's Verity. I bust bad guys. You want to help? Come on in. We got 4 suspects pinned down. 3 of them are guilty. Listen to their stories and spot the mistakes. The ones that lie did the crime. Today, we're interviewing the 4 Horsemen gang. Seems 3 of them stole a penguin from the local zoo yesterday. Remember, only one of these mugs is telling the truth. The other 3 are lying. Let's start with Dean DeLuca.
Penguins? What am I gonna do with a penguin?
I'm wondering the same thing.
I'm a big Revolutionary War buff. I was in Philadelphia, and I had gone there to duplicate Paul Revere's famous ride. The horse, the costume, forget about it.
Why can't he just go to Florida like everybody else? What do you think? Did Revere live in Philadelphia? Let's move on to Gilbert Sullivan.
Yeah, I was at the zoo, but I wasn't anywhere near the penguins. I was over in the reptile house, teaching the otters to swim.
Are otters really reptiles? Speaking of reptiles, let's bring in Lewis Clark.
Why would I want a penguin?
Why, indeed.
Yesterday, I got back from a round-the-world trip. I visited all 7 continents and crossed all 5 oceans.
I guess that beats swimming with a bunch of otters. But are there that many continents and oceans? Let's move on to Roger Hammerstein.
Look, Verity, I'm innocent. Why, yesterday I was at this science museum. They were having a special exhibit on Thomas Edison, inventor of the fax machine, and a lot of other stuff.
Did Edison invent the fax machine? A light bulb went off in my head. Anyway, it's just like I figured. Each criminal all but confessed. Did you spot the mistakes?
I was in Philadelphia trying to duplicate Paul Revere's famous ride.
Paul Revere was in Boston on the fateful day, not Philadelphia. The only person DeLuca wants to take for a ride is me.
I was over in the reptile house, teaching the otters to swim.
I guess Sullivan doesn't know that an otter's a furry mammal and not a scaly reptile. Either way, I wouldn't want to be in his skin.
I was at a special exhibit on Thomas Edison, inventor of the fax machine.
Thomas Edison invented a lot of things, but not the fax machine. Hammerstein invented something too, his story.
I visited all 7 continents and crossed all 5 oceans.
Clark is straight dealing. There really are 7 continents and 5 oceans. It's good to see that not everybody has a thing for penguins.
Game quality under control. Distraction news on the air in 3, 2, 1.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news and then ask you 5 questions about what we've reported. So make sure you're not distracted. And now, our top story today, dinosaurs. Ah! Sorry. Ever since I saw Godzilla, I've had that reaction. Dinosaurs first appeared on the Earth during the Mesozoic era, some 200 million years ago. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard. While dinosaurs were some of the largest creatures in history, there were some that were as small as a dog. The king of all the dinosaurs was the Tyrannosaurus Rex, which was the largest meat-eating animal ever to live on land. Then there was the very lovely Triceratops, who, although kind of scary-looking, was a plant eater who would never attack a human, if there were humans back then, which there weren't. There are many theories on how the dinosaurs died out, one main one being that a giant meteor hit the Earth, killing them all. Okay, let's see how well you were able to remember the facts. And be sure to count how many you get right, because, well, I'm tired of doing everything for you. Here goes. Dinosaurs existed during the Metallica era, the Mesozoic era, or the Mess-a-lot-of-diapers era. The answer is the Mesozoic era. What does the word dinosaur mean? Terrible gizzard, terrible wizard, or terrible lizard? The answer is terrible lizard. The Triceratops was a meat eater, a bad dresser, or a vegetarian. The answer is a vegetarian. The largest meat-eating land animal was the T-bone, the T-rex, or the carnivorex. The answer is the T-rex, or Tyrannosaurus rex. And lastly, how small could a dinosaur be? As small as a porta-potty, as small as a school bus, or as small as a dog? The answer is dog. So, how did you do? If you got any wrong, I want you to go clean your room right now. If you got them all right, clean your room anyway. Give your poor mom a break. Well, that's all the time we have for today, but remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Game cartridge loading. Check.
Game time. Captain Bones.
Arr, ahoy, matey. Shiver me timbers. Yo ho ho. Look alive, ye lollygaggers. I'm the incredibly dead Captain Bones. I've been sailing the seven seas for an eternity, and I'll tell ya, I'm a bored stiff. The only thing that saves me from going stark raving mad is making up math puzzles using nothing but me own bones. Now watch closely, and just do as I say, or I'll surprise the life out of ye. Just watch me bones. Now, pick a number from 1 to 10, or higher if you think you can handle it. Got it? Now, double it. I said double it, or I'll see you keel hold. Now, add 4 to your number. Look sharp. You've had all the time you'll be getting for that. Now, divide it by 2. Have you got it? That's using your skull, matey. Now, subtract the original number. All right, you junk food gobbling cola swilling lot. What number have you got? It's 2. 2, you blistered bags of TV watching bones. 2, you worthless remote hogging heaps of former flesh. 2.
Hey there. Next game coming up. Greetings. Next game on the way. Dirty Pictures.
It's your friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm gonna show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Picture this. There was this daddy-o who decided to take his son to work. But catch this. Just after they got there, a huge fire broke out in the building. It was crazy. Tons of firefighters were hip to the scene. They were busy evacuating people and putting out the fire. But here's the panic. That father, he passes out and can't move. Scary. The son, now he's a smart cookie. He ran to the window and yelled for help for his pops. Dig this. One of the firefighters looks up, sees the boy at the window, and yells, "Get that boy! He's my son!" Whoa, Daddy-o, that is crazy. Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Because it all makes sense. You might think the firefighter was trying to motivate the troops, so to speak. You know, give them a reason to work fast. That ain't cool, and that ain't it. Maybe you think it was a case of mistaken identity. You know, the firefighter was nearsighted, it was smoky, and he thought it was his son. But that ain't it. And maybe you're thinking he had two dads. You know, like that firefighter was really the boy's stepfather. But that ain't it. So you gotta ask yourself, how could this boy be the son of a man who passed out and the son of a firefighter, when the firefighter is his mom? Did you catch it? Oh yeah, before you lose your chill, let me tell you, everyone was okay, and the firefighters put the fire out. So like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusions.
Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Attention shoppers, blue light special on zookeepers, aisle 5. Okay, everybody, can you figure out who made a meal out of me? Here's your first clue. You wouldn't know it to look at it, but it's one of the fattest animals around. In fact, when well fed, almost half its body weight comes from fat. They've got pads on their knobby knees because they kneel a lot. Like when they sleep. It has hair inside its ears and long eyelashes to keep out sand. Oh, really fat, knobby knees, hairy ears. Could be my sister Arlene. She'll kill me for that. Okay, now here's the last clue. This animal can go 10 days without water, but when it does drink, it takes either one hump or two. That's because it's a camel. A camel, which means it stores fat, not water, in its hump, has pads on its knees, protects itself from sandstorms, and has one or two humps on its back. Woohoo! Uh-oh, camels like to spit up food when they get angry.
Looks like I'm out of here.
I gotta go.
He's edible, he really is incredible, and we want him for our lunch.
Watch your backs. Coming through, coming through. No, wait, right, left. Okay, right here, pull it. Stand by for Lens McCracken.
I was afraid you'd show up. Well, not really afraid, and cautious. You see, I'm never scared, because I'm Lens McCracken, ace photo snoop. I photograph crime scenes, and I'm the best you'll ever meet. Unless you count the ones that are better than me. See, when there's a crime, they call Lens to take the pictures of the malfeasance and figure out what happened. Then, you and me stare down these close-ups and figure out the story. Just like the one I'm working on right now. It's a doozy. The client's dentures were heisted. I call this one the case of the missing dentures case. I know these photographs hold the answer, and we better come up with it. Here's a real close-up. Come on, look closer, will you? Well, it's not gonna poison you. How's about this one? Now see, this photo was throwing me off. I figured without it, we'd fall right into the answer. I'm sure. I'm sure. What do you think? I got one more. Okay, if we're gonna clean this one up, we better brush up on our detective prowess. Or maybe if we see all three photos together, we'll figure it out. And voila! There they are. And here we are. And you know what? We ain't nowhere. Holy Ace Ventura, I just thought of something. I can use my loyal darkroom computer, the Solutionator, to evolve our conclusion. Yep, the old Solutionator is the best friend a crime photographer can have. That is, unless he knows any people. A mushroom. The leprechaun's umbrella. Next is... Can you feel the excitement? Neither can I. A manhole cover. So if I'm not mistaken, that would mean that under that manhole cover is... a manhole. Aha, which leads me right to the last clue, which should be an ice pick. Or a toothbrush. Yeah, it's always the toothbrush. I should have known it from the start. It seems that our client got caught in the classic mushroom manhole cover toothbrush scam. Let me explain. It's the oldest one in the book. The scam artist sets up outside a dentist's office where the unsuspecting victim exits fresh from his tortuous teeth cleaning and is handed a free sample mushroom, which the perp guarantees will bring him great fortune. After he eats it, the bad guy pulls the old switcheroo and tells him he gave him the one filled with tooth decay. With the poor fool in a panic, the bad guy points out a toothbrush that's laying next to the manhole cover. As the frenzied victim bends over to pick up the brush, the bad guy removes the manhole cover, pushing him into the open sewer, where other bad guys rob him of his new dentures. You see, dentures today are worth more on the open market than the Hope Diamond. So you see, you stick around with me, you'll learn how to watch out for these creeps. You know why? 'Cause I am Lens McCracken, ace photo snoop.
That was cool. Let's play another. Next game up, Riddle Snake.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer, closer, closer. The riddle is, What loses its head every morning but gets it back every night? What loses its head every morning but gets it back every night? What loses its head every morning but gets it back every night? And the answer is a pillow. And as the sun sinks slowly in the east, remember, it actually sinks in the west. Try not to make that mistake again. Ciao.
It's time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
You wouldn't know it to look at it, but it's one of the fattest animals around. In fact, when well fed, almost half its body weight comes from fat. It's a camel!
How could this boy be the son of a man who passed out and the son of a firefighter when the firefighter is his mom? Did you catch it?
Dinosaurs first appeared on the Earth during the Mesozoic era, some 200 million years ago. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard.
I visited all 7 continents and crossed all 5 oceans.
There really are 7 continents and 5 oceans. It's good to see that not everybody has a thing for penguins.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time. Now that we've got your attention, let the games begin!
Game cartridges assembling.
Greetings. Game loading. Mind your fingers. Keep working, you rust buckets. Uh-oh. What am I doing in this place? I could have been a mechanic.
heroes and heroettes, it's time for our daily tumble with Jumpin' Johnny Jumble, or as we say here at Scramblin' Radio,
Jumpin' Johnny Blum Jew.
Because here at Scramblin' Radio, we mix 'em and you fix 'em. Ow! In other words, my name is really
Jumpin' Johnny Jumble.
And I'll be tossing out the hits, screwing up the words, and you gotta set me straight. Oh, yeah! So let's clean the dust under the bed with this golden oldie. It's the Muddles with their former #1 hit, Bucket.
Whenever my mother cooks, I got a problem with the taste. I need to jazz the whole thing up, or else it tastes like paste. I need my bucket, my bucket, my bucket, my bucket on my belly just won't get mad. Without a bucket on my french fries, my taste buds gonna feel sad.
Oh, wow. The Muddles with Ketchup. Can you dig it? Oh, baby. And now it's time for another
commercial spot.
Starting pre-launch countdown. Houston, pre-launch ignition to go. 765. Capcom clear, Medcom clear.
4, 3, 2.
We are good for launch.
1.
Ranso Tattoo.
Ranso Tattoo.
Have a safe flight.
For years, Ranso Tattoos have been getting their training at Harry's Ranso Tattoo School. So if you ever want to wear a really neat suit, see the stars up close, or walk on the moon like Neil Armstrong, head down to Harry's and learn how to be a
Ranso Tattoo
astronaut.
At Harry's Astronaut School.
So my kiddies and kidettes, before we count this baby down and send it to the moon, let's take a listen to the Idiots and their #1 hit, Prayed.
My brother's got a problem, and it drives me up a wall. I wish that he could hold it in, but he's only 2 after all. He needs a new parade, a parade. We can smell that boy a mile away, and when we change his parade, there's a good chance you're gonna get sprayed, 'cause he needs a new parade.
Oh, it's raining hits with the Idiots and Diaper. Did you get that one, baby? I knew that you could. And as we guide this ship back into port, remember, we're all in this together, except if we're not. Toodaloo and kisses too from
Jumpin' Johnny Belch.
That's Jumbo. Dig it.
Job, work, game time in 10 seconds. Greetings.
Game cartridge loading. Check.
Next game up, Distraction News.
And now, Distraction News with your anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Good evening. I'm Dora Smarmy, and welcome to Distraction News, where we give you the news and then ask you 5 questions about what we've reported. So make sure you're not distracted. And now our top story today, the Milky Way, the one without the nougat center. Our Milky Way is a galaxy, which simply is an enormous group of stars. Scientists believe that galaxies are formed from vast spinning clouds of gas, which can take on a number of different shapes. The Milky Way was forged into a disk shape, becoming what's known as a spiral galaxy. The Milky Way is made up of the Earth, the Sun, and about 200 billion more stars. The Milky Way is so large that it would take light 100,000 years to travel from one end to the other. The Milky Way actually spirals, and the Sun takes about 220 million years to make one revolution. This is known as a cosmic year. Galaxies occur together in groups that are called clusters. The Milky Way is part of a cluster of at least 20 galaxies that is some 5 million light years across. Pretty amazing, huh? Well, I guess you would say that I've given you a distracting number of facts. So, let's see just how well you were able to concentrate. Here goes. The Milky Way is a large group of stars, a large group of movie stars, a large group of nougat center clusters. The answer is a large group of stars. Galaxies are formed by large swirling clouds of beans, gas, or carbon dioxymoron. The answer is gas. The sun's trip around the Milky Way is a cosmic experience, cosmocramer, or cosmic year. The answer is cosmic year. The Milky Way is known as a spiral galaxy, a gyro galaxy, or a spiral galaxy. The answer is spiral galaxy. And lastly, about how many stars are in the Milky Way? 200 billion, 2 gazillion, or 2? Many to count. The answer is 200 billion. So, how did you do? Get all 200 billion right? I would have settled for 10. If you did, have a Milky Way, the one with the nougat center. That's all the time we have for today, but remember, don't ever let anything distract you from watching Distraction News. So long.
This has been Distraction News with your favorite cardboard cutout anchor person, Dora Smarmy.
Next game coming up.
Hey, cats. It's your friend Sketch here to lay something heavy on you. Just 'cause you got eyes doesn't mean you always see. You got to get the whole picture before you really know what's going down. Don't believe me? Well, I'm going to show you some pages from my sketch pad, but not every page. See if you can tell what's happening before I show you the missing pages. You dig? Picture this. Daryl was this wacky cat who was caught trying to steal candy at the circus. It was gonna take a while for the police to show up, so they put old Daryl up in the room where they store the stuff to make snow cones. Guess they thought he'd cool his heels there. Man, this cat was in trouble. There were no bars on the window, but he couldn't reach the window. And the door was locked solid. Yikes. But catch this. When the police got there, the cat was gone. No sign of our man Daryl. Nothing. Only a pool of water on the floor. Can you figure out what really went down before I lay the missing pages of my sketch pad on you? Believe me, it makes sense. Check this out. Now, maybe you think this cat Daryl had a buddy on the outside who threw him a rope. Well, that ain't it. Or you might be thinking Daryl is a Houdini, like the cat picked the lock to escape. But that ain't it. Or maybe you think I'm tricking you and the cat melted into the flow like that wicked witch kitten. Would I do that to you? No way, man. You know, Daddy-O, it makes you wonder. How could a guy get out of a locked room when he couldn't reach the window? And why would he leave behind a pool of water? Are you seeing it with me? Dig it. This cat Daryl, they put him in the ice storage room. He moved a giant block of ice under the window, then he climbed up and out and the ice melted and left a puddle. Crazy. Like I've been telling you, when you really use your eyes, you're gonna draw the right conclusions.
Watch your backs. Coming through, coming through. No, wait, right, left. Okay, right there, hold it. Haunted house party.
Good evening. Welcome to our horrid and happening haunted house party. There's a plethora of fright awaiting you as our guest of honor has just arrived. And it's up to you to figure out who our guest is. I'll even give you the first clue. Tonight's mystery guest couldn't seem to stick to one occupation.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, sir. Sorry to keep you waiting. It was only 5 minutes. Besides, he gave me time to design a more efficient manner of flying machine. In 5 minutes? Not the entire 5 minutes. I used the balance of the time to paint a portrait of your supper party. Didn't you paint that the last time you were here? You mean the last supper party? Yes, I did. I love supper parties. I painted them religiously. Madam Lisa would love you to paint her. And I will. I just love to paint Madam Lisa as long as she doesn't moan when I do. I love that cute little smile of hers. She'll be most pleased. Tell me, being that most of the guests here are dead, I should be able to find a healthy skeleton among them, shouldn't I? It's for a new anatomy text I'm developing. I know just the fellow. He's rather thin, but willing. Splendid. Please ask him if he'd be available. Of course. If he asks, what should I say you do? Simple. Just tell him I'm an inventor, painter, sculptor, astronomer, musician, biologist, anatomist, philosopher, mathematician, and all-around good guy.
Busy fellow, isn't he? Do you know who he is? He painted The Last Supper and Lisa the Mona, designs air machines, anatomy texts, as well as being an astronomer, musician, and everything else you could ever be. Our mystery guest is...
Leonardo da Vinci, at your service. Would you like to hear what else I could do?
I don't really think we have the time because we're out of here. See you next time on Haunted House Party.
Game quality under control. Game time, Captain Bones.
Arr, ahoy, matey. Shiver me timbers. Yo ho ho. Look alive, ye lollygaggers. I'm the incredibly dead Captain Bones. I've been sailing the 7 seas for an eternity, and I'll tell ya, I'm a bored stiff. The only thing that saves me from going stark raving mad is making up math puzzles using nothing but me own bones. Now watch closely, and just do as I say, or I'll surprise the life out of ye. Just watch me bones. Let me show you what I mean. If I were to pose you the question, what number is next after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? You'd best be telling me 8. If you didn't, then I'd throw you to the sharks. So here's another puzzle made from me bones. One of me own making. OTTFFSS. Can you tell me what letter comes next? Take a second to think it over. Or can't you concentrate that long without breaking for milk and cookies, you soft-shelled jellyfish? Yes, 10. Remember, I love me math puzzles. So even though this don't look like one, you can bet your last doubloon that it is. 16 and don't make me spell it out, you yard-arm hanging heathens. Here's another little hint. There are two ways to write a number. With numbers or with letters. Will it take me last dying breath for you to figure it out? Listen close. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's an E, a limp-minded, brain-swilling girl of a man. Do you see it now, you cross-eyed jackals? Each letter is the first letter of the numbers 1 through 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The next number is 8, which begins, as you better know, with an E. Now, leave me be, a diaper-wearing crybaby of a sailor sister. I gotta gather up me bones.
Let's play another. Revolting slob.
You know, we can learn a thing or two from even the most peculiar people. Observe. Hello, revolting slob.
Huh?
I'd like to teach our viewers a few new words. Big date tonight? What a fetching young lady. But you're not planning on going out looking like that, are you?
Yeah.
Without meaning to offend, you look simply awful. Okay, everybody. Does the revolting slob look A, slinky, B, slovenly, or C, sprightly? The correct answer is B, slovenly, which means sloppy in appearance. By the way, did you put on deodorant? Rule number 1 of dating: if you can smell your armpit, so can she. Well, everyone, is the revolting slob smelling A, malodorous, B, malevolent, or C, malignant? The correct answer is A, malodorous, which means having a bad odor or stinking. Careful now, you might pass out from the smell. We all might.
You weigh 600 pounds.
No, I'm just a little bitty thing. I don't weigh nearly that much.
Oh, yes, you do. 600 pounds!
Now, since I really weigh considerably less than that, the revolting slob must be A, exterminating, B, excavating, or C, exaggerating. The correct answer is C, exaggerating, which means to say something is bigger than it really is. Like me, for example. Now then, let's review, shall we? As you can see, the revolting slob is looking slovenly. My, doesn't he smell malodorous?
600 pounds!
The revolting slob is clearly exaggerating. I weigh nowhere near that much, and that's the last you'll hear on the subject. Oh, and by the way, exterminating means destroying completely. No slobs were harmed in the filming of this show.
More stuff. Work. Hey, folks, this game is edible.
Dally everyone. Your old pal Eddie Bull here at the exciting Walla Walla Washington Zoo. This week we're going to...
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. He's simply the best of the bunch. There's simply no disguising that he's so appetizing that we want him for our lunch.
Oh, man. Hey, when I got invited over for lunch, I had something else in mind. Oh, well, now that I'm here, can you figure out which animal just ate me? Whoa! Okay, everybody, here's your first clue. These animals pack close together by the thousands to keep from freezing to death. Their fathers incubate the eggs by carrying them around on top of their feet for 2 months. Easy, easy. Whoops. They get really nervous before going for a swim because they're afraid of leopard seals. Oh. Okay, here's the last clue. They're black and white and waddle all over. That's because they're penguins. That's it, penguins. Penguins, you see them? Which means they huddle together by the thousands, incubate eggs on their feet, stay away from those leopard seals, and slide around on the ice. Whee! Uh-oh. Looks like I'm going back the way I came.
Eddie Bull, he's edible. He really is incredible. And we want him for our lunch.
Game quality under control. Real snake, ooh, ah. Real snake, ooh, ah.
In the dark and mysterious recesses of parts unknown, there resides the strange and riddle-wise creature known only as the Riddle Snake. His music is enchanting, and his riddles are perplexing. So look close and think even closer and closer and closer. The riddle is, what is the national anthem of Hawaii? What is the national anthem of Hawaii? What is the national anthem of Hawaii? And the answer is the Star-Spangled Banner. Because you see, Hawaii is one of the 50 states. And Francis Scott Key loved a good luau. Aloha.
Greetings, time for Crashbox Rewind, where we flash back through the show and remind you how smart you really are.
As you can see, the revolting slob is looking slovenly. My, doesn't he smell malodorous?
600 pounds!
The revolting slob is clearly exaggerating.
OTTFFSS. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's an E. Do you see it now, you cross-eyed jackals?
He painted The Last Supper and Lisa the Mona, designs air machines, anatomy texts, as well as being an astronomer, musician, and everything else you could ever be.
Leonardo da Vinci, at your service.
Scientists believe that galaxies are formed from vast spinning clouds of gas, which can take on a number of different shapes. The Milky Way was forged into a disk shape, becoming what's known as a spiral galaxy.
Well, that's it for now. See you next time.